And I'm back with my friend Dave Whitcroft, who I was interviewing about his Sunshine for Rainy Days CD, and he's just giving me a talk through about this guitar that he's playing here quietly in the background. I know nothing about most things, and I certainly don't know anything about guitars. So, Dave, talk us through this guitar.
Thank you very much, Tom. This is a Louden. George Louden is a guy from Bangor in County Down, and he's been making guitars since the 80s, I think, and particularly in the 90s they took off. And he is now based in Downpatrick, where his factory is, and they make some beautiful guitars. They make a whole series for Ed Sheeran, actually, called the Sheeran guitars, which are a more mass-produced version of these sort of guitars. They're entry-level guitars for people who wanted something made from the right stuff, but maybe not quite so hand-finished. So Sheeran's well worth getting. Loudon's is the next step up. This particular one, Tom, is in the last video we saw the older one I've got, which is a standard 012 Loudon guitar.
That's it over there.
Yeah, past the dog. And that's 26, 27 years old. And so it's a nice one. And it's a bit louder than the one I've got in my hands here. The one I have in my hands is called a fan fret. And as you can see, the reason it's called a fan fret is because the frets, the middle bits, they fan out, as do the bridge and the nut. And that means you've got a long bass string and a shorter treble string. And a bit like a grand piano or a mini grand, the idea is that difference in length gives you a difference in tone. You get a bassier bass and a more tinkly treble. And the shape looks weird, doesn't it, Tom?
It does.
It looks pretty weird. And when I first picked it up in the showroom, I was going looking for something else. I was looking for a classical guitar. I wasn't that impressed by the classicals. I lifted that day and lifted this, and the tone's lovely. There's cedar and walnut in this, and it's a lovely mellow tone. So you buy a guitar for the sound, not for the look, of course, or the weird frets. But this sounded good, and when I lifted it, I thought, oh, actually the frets don't feel as weird as they look. And I think that's because your wrist rotates as you go up the guitar. So your wrist sort of matches that fan shape as you move it when you're playing. So it particularly suits playing up the frets. And it's got a nice tonal range there. So that's a bit about Loudon guitars. Special plug, hopefully they'll give me a discount the next time. This one I was left some money by my mum, and I thought, well, we could blow the money on a cruise or a holiday or something like that. Why not buy a guitar in her memory? So there you go. That's what this is. And it's been used, this is the main guitar probably I've used in recording the album that we talked about the last time.
Right.
Here we go again. Fair enough.
Okay.
Why not? Some people may not have seen that in the last video.
Right, so, okay. And what complete Philistine that I am, what's the name of this guitar again? Runs through.
It's a fan fret.
A fan fret Loudon
guitar, yeah, and it's a cutaway as well. So they've called it an F23C FF or fan fret. C is for cutaway, and FF is for fan fret.
Thank you. I know nothing. Very good. Okay.
And so this is the guitar I would have written. Hope you don't mind. I'll maybe show you how the evolution of a song. So for songwriters out there, so that I'd been in Zambia for a family wedding. We have Zambian relatives, and the seasons are all upside down. And of course, chatting to them, we were talking about Christmas, that coming autumn, and they were saying, well, no, Christmas is a summertime thing for us, which really stuck in my head. And then a cousin and his wife who were at the wedding, were cycling from Victoria Falls in a clockwise rotation through 7 countries, through Zambia, Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, right down to Cape Town. 3,000 miles, 5,000 kilometres, and they made Christmas in time to spend Christmas on the beach. So that, when I came home, I thought, Christmas on the Beach, and I was doing this wee riff, you know. And I thought, okay, that sounds like half the husband's Christmas on the beach. So that was the start of the song. And as you'll hear, we'll probably put a link to this song at the end of this video if we can. This is the song that's sort of taken off for me. We launched the album 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this song is now approaching 10,000 listens, which is great for the first couple of weeks for somebody who's not known.
And those 10,000 listens are on
just on Spotify.
Spotify.
Yes, it's on other platforms as well, like Apple Music, but they're slower to report.
Right.
And Spotify is the high volume one. Apple's the niche player at the moment compared to Spotify. Mm-hmm. And it's Deezer and also, but it goes everywhere. You'll find it on YouTube as well, and if you look it up, it'll just be there as a still with the music playing.
Right.
So you can get it on YouTube. This will be on YouTube, so your YouTube listeners can get it.
Oh, very good.
So that was the riff, and then it goes, changes to that. Jazzy chords. Yeah, this all has to be happy for Christmas on the beach, you know, it has to sound beachy. So it's a bit Jack Johnson sounding for any Jack Johnson fans. Bit of a slide. So that's everybody needs a little love, everybody needs a little joy. Bit of a push there to make it, take the boredom out of it. So that's really those are the riffs in the tune. And then when we were recording it, we thought, it doesn't sound very beachy yet, so you have to go for the
Calypso.
yeah, something like that. And that's it. And then it goes. And happy with you here. It ends on this. So happy, cheerful, chilled beach song for Christmas. When you spend Christmas on the beach, I hope you enjoy it. If you can manage to watch it at the end of this video.
Okay. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.